For most of my life, I thought there was something wrong with me. I didn't know I was a highly sensitive person, but I just knew that I felt too much. I cared too much. I got hurt too easily. And I spent years trying to pretend to be someone that I am not. So today I want to talk about how being a highly sensitive person without knowing it almost ruined my life, and how I finally learned how to embrace my own sensitivity instead of being ashamed of it. Hello guys, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Before I discovered I was a highly sensitive person, I thought there was something wrong with me. Because even as a kid, I was constantly being told that I was difficult. As a kid, I didn't like to be at the playground. I would always ask my parents when can we go home? Or if I'm in the car, I would always tell people to turn down the music because it was overstimulating. But of course, as a kid, I don't know what overstimulating is. And when you hear you are so difficult enough as a child, eventually you started to believe that you are a problem. And so I developed very low self-esteem, and then I became a people pleaser. And I think another reason why I developed people-pleasing behavior is that I am good at observing people, which is also another core trait of being a highly sensitive person. So even as a kid, I can read my mom's mood very easily, just from a slight change in her tone. And because I can observe that so easily, I started to believe that it's my job to fix her or to make her happy. And over time, I made other people's comfort my responsibility. At home, I wanted to please my parents by being a good daughter, so I study very hard and I get good grades. And in relationship, I wanted to please men by being extremely low maintenance. And I remember I was dating a guy, he said that I was so easy. And I thought that was a compliment. So in my head, I was like, okay, how can I be more easy for you? Which is insane to think about it right now, but that was me. So eventually my people-pleasing behavior became full-on self-abandonment. My life became centered around other people's opinion. Instead of asking myself what I actually want, all I care about is how other people would perceive me if I pick that job, if I do this thing, if I do that thing. And so that includes starving myself because some guy said I was fat, or not setting boundaries with other people, being an overgiver, especially to men, because I just want to be wanted. When someone like me, it feels like relief. In my head, it's like, oh my God, thank you for liking me. Thank you for wanting me. So I feel this desperation to do whatever they want to keep them in my life. I was so scared that they would leave me. Another painful part of being a highly sensitive person is feeling things deeper than other people, more intensely than other people. So I always wanted to be that nonchalant person that is just so cool, but I was never that kind of girl. I always cared so much. But then I have also learned along the way that caring too much eventually only led to disappointment, only led to pain, only made me end up the one being hurt. So I started to build walls. I started to pretend that I was that cool girl, that I just don't give a shit and nobody could hurt me. And people actually believed that. People from my high school or even my own family thought that I was that cool girl. That was people's impression of me. And then eventually I started to believe that too. I started to believe that nobody can hurt me, which is ironic because I literally just told you that I was a people pleaser. So that's why I feel like life was so exhausting all the time, because it could feel like there are two opposite sides of me that are constantly at war with each other. It's like I would be pleasing other people, but at the same time tell myself I don't give a shit. And so the result was that I got completely disconnected with myself and my true feelings. And deep down, I was just really ashamed of who I truly am. So then eventually that leads to burnout because I was constantly overworking. I was constantly seeking external validations. And I started to consume a lot of alcohol as well, even though I never liked drinking, just to avoid facing my true self. And so how did things change for me? How did I actually turn my life around? Well, I hit rock bottom. I'll be very honest, it's not because I watched some motivational video and decided like, today is the day I reinvent myself. No, it didn't happen like that. It's because it hurt so much when I hit rock bottom and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I know I couldn't keep living this way because it will destroy me, or it has destroyed me once already. And around that time, I accidentally found this book about highly sensitive people. And that really changed everything for me. I actually made a video about that too around 2 years ago, which is still on my channel. I will link that down below. But after reading about this topic, it just feels like my life started to make sense. Because for the first time of my life, I don't feel like I'm the problem anymore. And that realization helped me to stop blaming myself or even feeling the need to hide who I truly am. It's like a lot of parts of me that I was so ashamed of, I started to finally face those parts of me and look at it with a lot of love and compassion instead of blame or shame. And most importantly, it helped me to be myself unapologetically and also set boundaries unapologetically. So if you have spent your whole life feeling like you're too much, you're too sensitive, you're too difficult, or there's something wrong with you, I want to tell you that no, there's nothing wrong with you. Being sensitive is not a problem. It's because the way people treated you, people judge you, or the way you judge yourself along the way that make you feel like you are the problem. And for me, the only reason why I get out of this loop of self-blaming, self-shaming, and constantly feel like I'm not good enough is by finally accept myself. Finally see my sensitivity as a superpower, not something to be ashamed of. And I hope that this video can help you to own that highly sensitive part of you and be yourself unapologetically. Thank you guys for watching this video. And if you haven't watched my last video, which I talk about the trait of being highly sensitive, I highly recommend you to watch that because it's really good and it could help you to understand more about yourself. So make sure you watch that one as well. And I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.